systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, Ship It Nation YouTube station? We are back with another edition of the NBA show. It's your boy Ham filling in for Tito. I got my guy Rio here with me. Hey, if you haven't done so already, my guy Michael says, welcome all in. Smash that like. We certainly appreciate it. Before I hand it over to you, to Rio, let's say what's up to Michael, Go Collect, Wins a Lot, Luis, Al Money, Mac, Parabay's in the house, Deacon's in the house, and My Lanes is in the house as well. I'll hand it over to you Tuesday. You know we don't get me on a Tuesday, Rio, but we got 6 games tonight in the association. How you been, man? What's going on?
Doing good. Doing a whole lot better now that I'm here talking hoops with you. Always enjoy doing shows with my guy Ham, so excited about that. Excited to talk through some basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean Sullivan's in here. What's up, Sean? And our guy Matt Bellman in the house. Thomas in the house. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Say what?
Who's Matt?
Matt? Big Matt?
No, I'm just kidding. Somebody in our Discord yesterday said that.
Oh, there he is, the GOAT himself. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're going to break it all down for you. Rio, keep your phone value. The Indiana Pacers may be calling you to come play for them tonight. They have 10 guys questionable. We'll see who they trot out. They may be calling any and everybody to get in, but we're going to go game by game over here on the Stone. We got the Heat taking on the Hornets. Defense is optional in this game, especially for Miami. 234.5 point total. You got the Hornets 5.5 point favorites. Mr. 83 points himself, I believe, is questionable. We have him listed out right now. But talk to me a little bit about this game. Heat at the Hornets.
Yeah, Bam's doubtful. He's going to miss, and he'll probably be out for, I don't know, like a week maybe. Yeah, calf strain for him. Just, I feel like that was caused by the whole 83-point game. Like, you just win a meaningless game and put up a meaningless stat line, and now you're
karma
out for a game that you actually needed Bam in. Yeah, it's a little bit of karma, but I mean, Spoelstra stood by it. He said he would do it again. I get it, but I mean, this is definitely a big game for the standings in the East. The Hornets are about, I think, 2 games behind the Heat right now, and I think that they have a really good chance of winning this game. I like them a lot the last time these teams played, just because they've been one of the best, probably the best 3-point shooting team in the NBA since the All-Star break. I think they have like 3 of the top 5 3-point scorers in the NBA right now. Brandon Miller, LaMelo, and Khan, all 3 of the top 5. So they're just bombing away from 3 right now. So definitely think that with the way that Miami plays defense, where they are susceptible to giving up threes, it's a pretty good matchup for the Charlotte guys. But these are 2 of the better defenses in the East over the last 2 weeks. Miami is 4th. Charlotte is 8th. The schedule's been very favorable for Miami, so I would take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. But, yeah, Charlotte definitely has a clear path of winning this game tonight. But with Bam out, going to be a lot of value that opens up on the Miami side. Khalil Ware is the first guy I'm looking to. I think that he's a really, really strong option, even in a tougher matchup where Moussa Diabate and Ryan Cockburn are 2 of the better rebounders in the NBA. So there might be tougher for him to get like a double-double, but we know that Ware has been really good from a permanent basis, especially in the games that Bam has missed this season. He's averaging just over 30 minutes per game, so he has earned the trust of Eric Spoelstra in the games that Bam has missed, averaging just under 37 DK points per game. So I'm totally fine with him at chalk. I think he's pretty solid, but the only downside is that Nikola Jovic is back tonight, and he's kind of been the guy that could eat into the minutes of Ware if he's not playing well. But I think that they'll definitely need his size and rebounding against the bigger front court, like Diabate and Cockburn. So I'm really good with Ware. And then there's like a trio of guys that are priced fairly close together between Hero, Norm, and Jaquez. We saw Hero have a massive game against Charlotte the last time that these teams faced, and we were all over him. He had, 60 DK points, fell a rebound and an assist shy of the double-double, but was a guy that you needed that night. And I have the same thoughts about him here that I did then. As good as Charlotte has been defensively, it's not really because they have the best lockdown defenders on ball. They just have a really good team defense. Like, I don't think anybody's really considering LaMelo, Bridges, Miller or Khan, lockdown defenders. That was the same reason I liked Hero. And now with Bam out, they might be able to run a little bit more of the pick and roll that they've kind of gone away from this season. So I think Hero's in a really good spot here again. There's even a chance that they start him and Powell alongside of each other here because Norm did return over the weekend and was full in his return, played 31 minutes in his first game off the bench. I think that they're going to be really leaning on these two for offense tonight. We don't have any data game-wise for Hero this season without Bam. He hasn't played a game without Bam this season, but last year he had some pretty good numbers, 60 DK points twice without Bam in 3 games and had a 34.5% usage rate. So really good numbers for Tyler Hero. So I'm good with 2 of those guys. Then Hawkes not really getting a ton of ownership currently, but that could definitely change as we get closer to the lock. But I think that he's in a pretty good spot here as well. Could be a guy that you use as like a pivot off some of these other forwards that are getting ownership, like Josh Hart and Norm Powell is probably going to be getting more ownership as well. But he's been great without Bam this season, averaging 37.5 DK points per game. So really good numbers for him. I'm very interested in all 4 of those guys that I mentioned. And then I think after that, it's kind of a drop off. You could sprinkle in like Pele Larson and probably don't need Davion tonight. But I think Pele is in play for sure, just because they'll need his on-ball defense against the Hornets side. For Hornets, it's basically the top 4 guys: LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Khan, and Bridges. Have interest in all 3 of them. Definitely think that Miller is a guy I'd be looking to go right back to. He had a huge game against the Heat last time out, 53.25 DK points. Khan's been shooting great lately, and he went for 6 for 10 from 3-point range in that game. So I think that he's totally fine here as well. Spoelstra's somewhat had LaMelo's number, been doing a really good job limiting him. I think that his matchup is pretty tough against Davion, but it was encouraging to see that he played 33 minutes the last time that these teams faced off, and it's a really big game. So I think that we could get full minutes from LaMelo, which definitely puts him into play. And then Bridges is probably the guy that I have the least favorite or the least interest in, but he has played a little bit better as of late, but was really, really bad in that first matchup a week or 2 ago. And then Kobe White got up to 26 minutes last game. I think that he's in play, but his minutes are pretty tied to LaMelo Ball's. So I would max one of those 2 guys if you're even considering Kobe White at all. But it is a good matchup for him. He's the exact type of guy that could beat the Miami Heat defense.
Yeah, excellent breakdown there. What I know we always like to pick on Miami Heat guarding the 3-pointer. How are they doing? I mean, I know you said they're better over the last 2 weeks, but they still give up a ton of 3 balls. If so, I might have some Con 3-pointers in my life.
It hasn't been as much this season, but they are still giving it up.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Awesome
about
stuff.
11th over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Excellent stuff there. Forgot to mention it's St. Patrick's Day. Rio, I think that's a green shirt you got on, if I'm not mistaken. Looks kind of green. But
it was actually I didn't even realize it was green when I put it on. Just kind of tossed it on. But yeah.
Any big plans for St. Patty's Day for my guy Rio?
No, I'm definitely going to be doing some green beers out like once the slate locks up at 5. Go watch the WBC finals and hope that USA gets the dub. Any plans for you?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that game on Sunday night was awesome.
It was.
Against the Dominicans. Yeah, that was electric. And tonight's going to be the same with my boy Ronald Acuna on the other side. So can't wait to watch that game. Can't wait to watch these 6 games. Let's go to the next game. We got the Thunder, I think, on an 8-game win streak, if I'm not mistaken, going into Orlando to take on the Magic. SGA's been hooping. Chet Holmgren's been hooping. My boy Jared McCann's just been balling when he gets in there as well. This Thunder team is so deep, even without I don't know, Jalen Williams, one of the Jalen Williams, he's out tonight. But talk to me a little bit about this game. You got the Thunder, almost 10-point favorites, taking on this Magic team.
Yeah, I don't like this game a lot. Magic are on a back-to-back, and their coach even said they had some tired legs, so that's why the minutes got a little bit managed. I just don't really think that Orlando can do enough offensively to keep this game close enough where we get big games from either side of this one. So I'll definitely be underweight the game as a whole. I just see that OKC has all the edges here on both sides of the ball. They are the best rim defense in the NBA. Orlando is a team that basically doesn't have a ton of 3-point shooting, so they have to get to the rim. And I just don't think that they'll have that. They won't have that path tonight. So I'm pretty fine getting away from the Orlando guys. Like, you could always make a case for guys like Paulo just because he can get there without scoring. Bane, I don't know. The price is getting up there, but he's the type of guy that could beat them. You need three-point shooting against the Thunder. So I guess that would technically be him. Same thing for like Tristan da Silva. He's been playing a lot of minutes lately, but I'm really not like a true believer in him as a fantasy option. So Orlando's probably going to be a max 1 for me tonight. OKC, pretty straightforward as well. It's really just Shea and AJ Mitchell I'm considering here, and those two guys do have the best matchups. I'm not really high on Shea tonight. It's not because I think that the matchup's difficult. Obviously, Jalen Suggs is a good defender, but just Orlando doesn't really send a ton of help, so they have pretty poor pick and roll numbers. So I definitely think Shea could get it going there. But I think that Shea is just better in big game environments, like you saw against San Antonio and in Boston. He had huge games. Or Denver, he's had some really big games against, just because those are true contending teams. I just don't think that he's going to really be getting up for a game like Orlando. So I do think that AJ Mitchell is a pretty solid option at 5K, and there's a lot of guards that are getting some ownership tonight in that similar range, and I think that he's just really good and has been getting the start. I think he started 2 games in a row now, and their head coach basically said they just want to get him more minutes because he's been out for so long, kind of get his feet back under him after missing so many games. But I mean, he's a really solid permanent producer, 1.1 fantasy points per minute this season. Should be playing around 27 to 30 minutes in a pretty good matchup where he'll be avoiding Jalen Suggs. So I think that AJ is a pretty solid option here. But yeah, probably a max 1 on both sides of this game. I think that it's a pretty poor fantasy game.
Yeah, excellent stuff there. Yeah, I feel like the Magic always just slow it down. And when they're playing these games, and Parabay, yeah, that was a bad way to end the game, 100% certain. Another baseball question, Rio, in or out on the ABS once the regular season starts?
I don't know. I think it's a slippery slope because the more you start to rely on like robots and technology for calls, it kind of waters down the game. So I think there needs to be a little bit of human interference. But yeah, I don't know. I do like it because some of the calls from these umps are just egregious.
Some of them are so bad. I'm all for ABS. We'll see how it does during the regular season. Good stuff. 4 games left. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got the next game up on the slate. We got the Pistons, and they got some guys gunning for 83 themselves, taking on this Wizards team. Hopefully they're not fouling late in the fourth quarter, but Pistons at the Wizards. We've been picking on the Wizards all season long with big men. Any big man that you like tonight, there's a ton of people out. Trey is going to be out tonight. Sarr has been out for quite some time. Anthony Davis, I don't think he's played in 3 years, is out. And Keyshawn George is out, all for Washington. But talk to me a little bit about this game. You got a bunch of dudes missing for Washington, and the Pistons should take care of business tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Wizards are on a West Coast road trip pretty soon so we can stop playing them on the main slate because it's just been difficult to break down what they're going to do. They're starting to do their best Memphis Grizzlies impersonation, playing guys like mid-20s, upper 20 minutes every night, which just makes it tough because they are a team that looks decent for value. But I'm always going to be on the other side of it because I just don't think these guys are very good, that they're going to be trotting out there. Seeing guys like Will Riley getting ownership, like Bub. I think like there's like 2 guys on this roster that I think are true NBA players, and that's like Bub and actually there's 3, like Bub, Trey Johnson, and Champagnie. I think are guys that can definitely compete on teams, but those guys aren't going to be
Will Riley truther. You're the Will Riley truther.
I don't. Who said that?
I thought one time in chat you said you love Will Riley, or he like went off for 25 one night and you said something about him.
I don't know if I've ever said I love Will Riley.
All right,
but I mean I've played him before. I've definitely played him. Like you've had to play him a few times this season. I think that this is probably one of those spots where he's got to be in play just because they are thinner than usual, and he's probably the only guy that's going to be playing 30-plus minutes. I think that he's going to close and blow out. You might need like 36 to 38 minutes for him to really pay off this tag, which I guess he can do, but I think there's a very clear path to get away from him because it is Detroit, and they're 20-point underdogs, so they might not even – like this could be a spot where they don't even break 100. But for Detroit, I do prefer Cade over Shea if we're getting into that same range for point guard. I just don't like it with Koulibaly out. Like I don't know who they're going to put on him. I could see Cade putting up a huge stat line in 3.5 quarters if the game's close enough. I just think that he's a better option than Shea tonight. much better team total as well. So I'm pretty fine with Cade. I don't think that I really need to go to him because the game is going to be a huge blowout. But if you're landing in like the 11.3K for a point guard, I would side with Cade here. But I think Duren is really good, 8.3K. No Isaiah Stewart, so the minute floor should raise a little bit. But I mean, we've just seen what these centers continue to do against this Washington front court. So I think that Duren is a very, very solid option here at 8.3K. Do agree with Sean. I think I thought Asar was sneaky, but he just returned from the ankle injury like one game ago, played 24 minutes. I don't really think that I want to spend up nearly 6K for a guy likely on some sort of minutes restriction. He did fill up the stat sheet the last time these teams faced off. He had 6 stocks, felt 1 rebound shy of a double-double, so clear upside for him. But, yeah, I don't really think that he's going to be needed here. That Paul Reed should get the backup center minutes. There's no guarantee that he's playing a blowout tonight because they do have Tolu Smith, who is like their 4th-string center when they're fully healthy, but he'll probably be out there in blowout if the game is – it's like a 30-point game going into the 4th. It'll be Tolu Smith and probably not Paul Reed. So I don't know. Like I do want to play some Paul Reed tonight because he could be great from a permanent basis. He's averaging around 19 minutes per game without Isaiah Stewart this season. A couple of those came when he was actually starting for Stewart and Duren. But I mean, the worst he could do is get 2 rotations and then maybe put up like 5x his score. But yeah, no, I think I just like Duren too much here to go down there. But I don't know, gross game overall. I think you got to consider some of these Wizards guys, but I'm going to limit how much I play. Like it's probably going to be a max 2 of these guys for me.
Yeah, what can Asar Thompson make any shot outside of a dunk or layup?
Like a floater maybe. Free throws, if he gets like 10 times to the line, he can make like 6 of them.
I think his over-under on number of threes he's made this year is like 1.5, and I'm taking the under on that guy. Yeah, I love Duren as well. 8,300, 82 on FanDuel. You don't see many 19.5-point spreads, Rio, in the NBA. So tough scene for the Wizards fans out there.
Are they going to cover it?
I mean, you got Angel Reese Jr. out there. Gosh, that team's horrible. Kendall Gill, man, that team's pretty brutal. I'm taking the Pistons to cover that 20. All right. What do you think?
I don't know. That's a huge number, but yeah, I could definitely see it happening. But wasn't OKC a 20-point favorite pretty recently? I don't think that they even covered.
Oh, against they
I
were
don't
like
remember who was against.
They were, I think you or Matt were talking about this. They were like 17.5 versus the Hornets earlier in the season and lost.
Yeah, that was like kind of when the Hornets really turned around their season.
Yeah. So who you got? You taking the points, or you taking Detroit?
I'd probably take the points. You can't pass up plus 20.
My boy knows Kendall Gill. Do you remember Kendall Gill, Rio, or was that before your time?
Where did he play?
He played at Illinois, the Fighting Illini, and the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit past my time.
He probably played with Larry Johnson, Grandmama. I think he went to Illinois. Yeah. I think he went to Illinois. Someone fact checked me on that, but yeah, I think he went to Illinois. All right. Anyway, next game up on the slate, Jalen Brunson doubtful for this one. Jose Alvarado, anyone? Indiana Pacers, I mentioned it earlier. No one's playing for them. They're all questionable. Pascal Siakam probably not going to play on this one as well. You got another big spread, another team tanking, 14.5. Talk to me about this game, Rio. Anybody on the Pacers? Any cheapies that you like over there? And then what about the Knicks and Alvarado, Kolek, and the rest of the cheap guards for them?
I mean, the Pacers are a joke, honestly. Like, they have 4 guys that are not listed on their injury report. They have, 17 Q tags and 1 doubtful tag, a couple out tags. Like, it's just I don't think that I can even talk about them because I don't know who's going to be in or out. It's kind of a, I don't know, shoe-in answer, or it's like a bad answer to say that just got to wait for projections, but I just don't really know who's going to even be playing tonight. So it's going to be difficult for me to even give any sort of take. I would say if Cam Jones is starting at point guard, he'd be pretty good just because he's capable of playing a ton of minutes. But yeah, I don't really have anything to say about the Pacers right now. I'm just going to be waiting to see who's in, who's out.
How's that even legal to put 17 dudes on the injury report?
I don't know. I mean, they got fined once, but it clearly wasn't enough. But yeah, it's crazy how much they have. 1, 2, 3. They have 12, and then if you count the out tags, it's 15 that are either questionable, doubtful, or out.
That's pathetic. All right, so nobody on the Pacers that we're going to talk about just because we don't know who's suiting up. Then what about the Knicks with no Jalen Brunson? Go ahead.
So no Brunson. Obviously, we're going to get somebody starting. Should be Jose Alvarado, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's somebody else. But I mean, if it is Alvarado, I just don't see how he's not the best play overall in the entire slate. I mean, he's a good permanent producer. The matchup will be really good. 3.2K. Like, I really have nothing negative to say about him. I'd be like definitely locking him if I'm playing single entry contests, satellites, whatever. And then he's got to be in probably 80 to 90% of your 150 max, I would say. I just don't see how he doesn't wind up optimal if he's starting in this matchup. So I'm totally fine there. But yeah, Cat, I mean, he's going to be pretty good. And Mitchell Robinson is questionable as well. I think that they'll probably give him the night off. Don't know who they're playing upcoming this week, but I think that they're off until like Friday. So they can really play their guys full minutes here if they wanted to. If the game is like semi-close, then they're going to be playing these guys full minutes. But yeah, Cat, I mean, he's been really good as a permanent producer in the non-Brunson, non-Mitch Rob minutes, 1.4 fantasy points per minute. I think he's averaging like 48-ish DraftKings points without Brunson this season. He's been like the low is like 45 DK points. So at the very, very worst, you're getting a really solid floor, but you are getting access to a really high ceiling. So I think Cat is a great option here versus a team like the Pacers that just struggle to defend the interior, struggle to rebound. There's just a lot working in his favor. After those two guys, it does get a little bit trickier, but I do think that like Hart, OG, Bridges, and even Jordan Clarkson, maybe to a lesser degree, Landry Shamet are in play here. Hart is the guy that I could see taking off the high-end upside of Jose Alvarado because he is capable of ball handling, and like pretty much every game that he's played without Brunson this season, he's been close to a triple-double. He's averaging 10.8 points, 9 assists, 9.3 rebounds in 4 games without Brunson this season. So obviously a very strong option here at this current price tag. OG went off against the Pacers. They do always struggle against wings, and I think with McHale playing so poorly, it's kind of shifted a little bit of usage and offensive workload to OG's direction. And yeah, like McHale, I don't know. He's just not playing great right now. Maybe there's tired legs. I don't know. Maybe he's dealing with some sort of injury, but just down really bad right now. So if there was ever a spot for him to bounce back, I think it would be this one. But still, he's kind of losing minutes to Shaman and Clarkson at times. So I don't feel super confident there. I wouldn't be crazy about Jordan Clarkson if he does become chalky. But he's obviously an option. It's only 3.5K, shooting guard, small forward eligibility. Pretty easy to get to him. He'd be one of the guys that could eat into Mikal Bridges. And I think Tyler Kolek, dart throw, maybe he plays more, probably get the backup guard minutes, and then definitely would be out there and blow out, which he could just rack up a ton of stats. I think that he's for sure in play as well.
Yeah, excellent stuff there. Those Knicks are tricky with all those cheap guards. Alvarado looks good. We got this may be a first for me, Rio. We got a guy asking, or woman, would you buy any AJ Mitchell rookie cards?
I don't know if I am legally allowed to give advice on trading cards because I know nothing about it. But yeah, I do like AJ Mitchell. I just don't really know if like what the true ceiling is for him if it's not winning the Sixth Man of the Year this year.
Yeah.
But they just have so many guys that are going to be coming up. Like I just don't really know. I do like AJ Mitchell a lot though. He's a really, really solid player.
Yeah, we got name no one cares about. He's tuning in a lot. He hears you talking about AJ Mitchell and Will Riley all the time. So appreciate you tuning in and watching the show.
Propaganda. You're going to have people out here buying Will Riley rookie cards soon.
Combo pack. Will Riley, AJ Mitchell combo pack. All right, now we know why Nuance is tuned in. It is that time of the show where we talk about his Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis, the Greek Freak, taking on the Cavaliers. Ryan Rollins is questionable. No Jared Allen tonight. My favorite player in the National Basketball Association, Keon Ellis, is in this contest. Power forward eligible, Keon Ellis, if you will. Talk to me a little bit about this game. You got Matt's Cleveland Cavaliers taking on Jordan's Milwaukee Bucks.
You got to be the only person in the world who has Keon Ellis as their favorite NBA player, if that's true.
That is
But-
not true. I'm his least. He's my least favorite player. I
Okay.
can't. Yeah, I can't stand that guy.
Worse than Giannis?
Different kind of hate, but yes.
Okay.
Giannis
yeah.
is a really good tight end, though. I mean, I'll tell you what, he'd be amazing on the football field.
Yeah. I don't really know what the Bucks are doing. Even listening, Giannis is questionable. He got banged up last game. They are eliminated from the playoffs. Basically, I think they have like probably less than a 1% chance to make the playoffs now. I would just shut him down for the rest of the season. There's no point in playing him, honestly. So I'm expecting him to miss tonight. The Rollins midday downgrade with an illness tag is never a good thing. So they're probably going to be missing guys here. I think if we're getting multiple of these Q tags out, then we can start to talk about like Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma, KPJ a little bit. I think would probably come more into play at 7.8K. But as it stands right now, it's just a max 1. I just don't think that they're going to be able to keep this game close. I feel like the Cavs have all the ways to win here. Milwaukee's bottom 4 in defense over the last 2 weeks. Cleveland's top 3 in offense. The Bucks are the second largest 3-point funnel this season. Cleveland is top 3 in 3-point frequency over the last 2 weeks. So there's just a lot of ways that the Cavs could really run up the score here and kind of put this one out of reach really quickly. So I do think that the Cavs guys are in play. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, 2 guys that are dominating most of the usage for Cleveland. It's been like it was shifting a little bit more in Harden's favor just because they're running more of like a pick and roll centered offense around him. But despite a bounce back last game, he still had really good usage in the games with James Harden this season. So I'm fine with him. I think that he'll be really good on a permanent basis. I think Harden will too. We've seen the Bucks give up really big games to lead guards over the course of the season. So I think both guys are firmly in play here. The only downside is that there's a lot of blowout risk here, and I do think that the game does have a big likelihood of blowing out. I'm not super into Mobley here at 8.8K. I get it. I guess he's cheap enough with no Jared Allen, power forward eligible, so he'll probably fit into some builds. But I don't really see the tournament winning upside for him when you got to share usage with guys like Mitchell and James Harden. But if Giannis were to miss, then it would get a little bit better for him as a matchup. And then I don't think that anybody else is really in play, but I think your boy Max Strus could be a guy that you ladder up some 3-point props on. He looked great in his first game back, 6 for 7 from deep. Got to do something about the hairline, but he looked really good in that game, and definitely think he's me and Matt talk about it a lot. Just his contributions to the team come playoff time, I think, will be really big. So I'm a big fan of them getting him back, but I think that there are some. I don't really know what his lines are, but if you can get like 1.5 or 2.5, I think it's a pretty solid number for Strus.
Don't be hating on a man's hairline, man. Come on now. We got some bad hairlines over here as well, so I can't be hating on my boy Mad Max. What about and you might have mentioned him, but KPJ. Any love for KPJ at 7.8? I missed it if you did.
Like if these guys are in, probably not. But if Giannis
Like
and
if
Rollins
and
miss,
Giannis miss.
yeah, I think it's gonna be. I just don't know if they're gonna really be needing to or wanting to play him a ton right now. But yeah, I mean he's gonna have all the usage in the world, and it's really not a terrible matchup. So I'd have a little bit of interest in him.
I thought I had one more question for you. No, but we'll move on. Bobby Portis got mentioned as the only Bucks player. Our resident Milwaukeean Michael. Any love for Portis as the only Buck?
Yeah, I mean he can only get better if Giannis and Turner were to miss. Probably gonna have to start in that instance, and we know what the type of upside that he has. So yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right. One game left. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I know what I was going to ask. Different positions, but assuming Giannis does play, Giannis versus SGA versus Cade. Who's your favorite top spend up tonight amongst those three?
Yeah, it would still be Cade, and then I would have SGA ahead of Giannis. Yeah, just don't. I just don't really
Giannis
imagine.
in the pool if he's playing?
Yeah, probably, but I don't know how much I'd actually like realistically end up getting. I just don't see it right now. Like, there's no reason to be playing him anything close to normal minutes, so I just don't see it.
Got it. All right, awesome stuff. One game left on the main slate. The Suns taking on the Antlers Timberwolves. My boy Ao is going to be playing. Should be starting tonight. Talk to me a little bit about this game. Phoenix Suns without my guy Dylan Brooks taking on Minnesota. Low total, 221.5 point total. Another T-Wolves generally are good at defense, so talk to me a little bit about this one.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. But looking at the numbers, they've been all over the place this season, and they've been exceptionally bad over the last 2 weeks. They're bottom 5 in the NBA in defense, giving up more rim scoring than usual, turning the ball over a ton. Yeah, but I mean, this game has a ton of playoff implications here. The Suns, I believe, are 2 games back on the Wolves right now, and there's a real shot that they could definitely surpass them because Ant's going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks now, that they said, with the knee injury, and I think they have a pretty tough schedule coming up as well. So the Wolves are kind of down bad right now. Just not their guys that they needed to play well are not playing well. Jaden McDaniels has gone ice cold. Julius Randle was playing terrible before doing better against OKC. But yeah, I think that this game, even with the low total considered, is probably the best game. Like this one, and I would say the Miami and Charlotte one are 2 ones that I could see myself getting to like 4 guys in the game in total, just because I think the minutes are going to be really, really tight for both sides. The Suns are more capable of spreading it out a little bit, and they are in a back-to-back with their guys playing pretty big minutes last night. But I think that they would really, really want to get the win here on the road. I think that they can win it. I think that there's some value in the money line streets for them. Betting.
Oh, we giving bets out already? We're giving bets out already with the Suns money line?
I would say I like that number tonight. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so the injuries on both sides definitely will condense minutes, and we kind of know that the Wolves are already a team that runs a really tight rotation because their deep bench unit is not really trusted. But removing Ant, like, it's going to condense the usage on guys, and then the Suns still without Dylan Brooks, and Mark Williams will also likely be without Grayson Allen. He's doubtful. Then Haywood Highsmith is questionable as well. So 2 guys that were playing decently big minutes for them will now be out tonight. And the guy, I think that the guards are in a really good spot here for the Suns. The Wolves are dead last in pick and roll defense this season. Booker is top 9 in pick and roll scoring. Jalen Green is not too far behind him. Both those guys have been playing great as of late. Booker has been playing really, really good, though. 34 points per game over his last 5 on 63% true shooting. I think we're starting to see that Booker that we've kind of been used to seeing over the last few seasons. And having a guy like Jalen Green out there, as much usage as he takes away, I think could open things up a little bit more for him. You just add another lethal scorer, I think is really good for him. So I like both those guys a ton here. If I don't get Booker, I want Jalen Green, and vice versa. I think that one of these guys will be heard from tonight. So I'm really high on them. And I even think Colin Gillespie is a guy that should be considered as well. The minute should be strong for him. Probably going to be overlooked with all like the strength of the mid-tier options. And he's actually been a pretty solid permanent producer as well this year with the current injury situation for Phoenix. I think that he's for sure in play, but I think that's probably it. I don't think I need to go into the rest of the rotational guys. Like Oso, not really an option. I think Royce could be in a player pool, but that's probably it. Maybe Goodwin too, so they might need some more defense, but I'm just really, really high on Booker, Jalen Green, and Gillespie here. And then the Wolves side, a lot to like here. Obviously, Io getting the start likely for Ant is going to be a pretty easy click at 4.7K with that shooting guard, small forward eligibility, good positionality for him. So I think that he's probably the second best value play on the slate tonight, maybe third behind Ware. I think that Jose Alvarado, Ware, and Io are 3 of the best value plays tonight. And then Randall at 7.7K, good price tag for him. Don't really worry too much about the matchup, especially no Brooks out there. The rim defense has been getting a little bit worse for the Suns with no Mark Williams and no Dylan Brooks. I think that he's in a pretty good spot here. Averaging 45.5 DK points per game without Ant this season should be able to hit that threshold here. And I think that 7.7K, really cheap price tag for him. Not as high on Gobert. I just don't think that his role will change as much, and he's not a super cheap value play, but definitely in play. I think that I'd want to get to Nas, but I'm a little bit concerned about the shoulder injury. They've said it's really affected him shooting the ball, which we've seen kind of the efficiency go down a little bit, but he is generally a guy that is the one you want to look to when Ant does miss games. So I'm really enticed about the price tag for him at 5.5K. But if the ownership gets really high, which it likely will, then there might be a little bit of merit of fading him, maybe for Gobert. And then Dante, Jaden McDaniels, Bones, Kyle Anderson are all guys that do make the player pool. Dante's been great without Ant this season, but 5.7K, a little bit more expensive. Jay McDaniels, they just need more out of. 5.3K is really cheap for him, but he's probably coming off of his worst stretch of basketball over the last week or so. I just can't put together a strong game, been found a ton. I want to go back to him because I think that this would be a spot where they really need his defense. We might see like 38 minutes out of him. So I do have interest in him in that sense, but a little bit worried from what we've seen from him as of late.
Yeah, real quick, going back to the Suns, I like the Gillespie call. Do you like him more? Like, does it matter if let's say Grayson gets ruled out? Like, would you bump him up, or that doesn't really matter? And like, if Highsmith and Grayson are out, does that give Gillespie more minutes?
I mean, I'm already expecting Grayson out because he's doubtful, but yeah, it would bump up his minutes a little bit.
Booker had 50 DK points last night. Jalen Green had 50 in back-to-back games. The 2 games prior to that. So the Suns are on cylinders. That'll do it. That's all 6 games. We appreciate all 350 of you tuning in. My cat got more airtime than me did today. I don't know what he was up to. But, Rio, we come to my favorite part of the show. You've been 23-0 this year in the bets given out on this stream or something like that. Can we make it 24 in a row? And you can't give out a Suns money line bet. That's not the official bet, but give me your best bet of the night.
You just spewing propaganda all show tonight. I didn't look at what
it's close to 23-0. It's something in a little bit. I promise you that.
Have you been tracking it?
No,
we got to get those numbers. We got to.
Oh, speaking of tracking, can those Utah Jazz get me one more W? Mr. Hebrewcheetah did call over 20.5 wins for his Utah Jazz, and they're sitting on 20. So I need one more win, Rio. Give me one more win for the good guys.
I think it's possible. We play the Wizards next Wednesday. Sixers on Saturday.
19-4-1, Jordan says. The official, unofficial tracker, 19-4-1. That's what I'm going with.
That's pretty good. I could start a Patreon with those numbers.
I'd subscribe. You'd have at least one subscriber.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. It'd have to be something with, like, I always like the 3-point lines, games against Miami or teams against Miami. So it'd have to be whichever one of, like, LaMelo, Con, Bridges, or Miller have the best line.
You can't be on the fence, man. You got to give us one. You got to give us one.
Do you have Con's numbers in front of you right now?
Give me 7 seconds and I'll pull them up.
All right, because that's usually like looking at his, but if it's like 4.5, or it probably wouldn't be 4.5, but probably 3.5, that'd be pretty high. And if that's the case, then you got to be probably be looking to like Max Strus or Sam Merrills.
They're all 3.5. Miller, Ball, and Kneppel, whatever. Yeah, they're all 3.5. LaMelo has the worst odds at -140. Brandon Miller's +136.
All right, then. Yeah, let's go with Brandon Miller over. You said it's over 3.5.
Over 3.5 +136.
Oh, never mind. I take that back. I don't like that. Let's do.
You want to look at Strus?
Yes. Let's see what Strus says.
I'm gonna say 1.5. Let's see. Not listed. He's so terrible. Not even listed.
If you can get a number on Strus wherever you're placing your bets, I would do that. But yeah, let's go with Con then.
All right. So if you can get a number on Strus, we're taking over on Strus. If not, we're going Con.
Yep.
Con over 3.5 to go 24-1 on the season. All right. One more question. In 4 weeks in Indianapolis on Monday night, who's gonna be cutting down the nets?
Oh, I'm definitely the wrong person to ask. I don't pay much attention to
you don't follow college basketball? You're not part of the madness?
No, not really. I'm not, unfortunately. I don't even know like seeding. I'm paying attention to the prospects coming in, but not the teams as much.
Yeah, Duke looks good. Wisconsin does not look good, but I do like your enthusiasm, Michael. He's asking me who's the better play, Alvarado or AJ Mitchell. I'm taking AJ Mitchell.
Oh.
No?
I mean, I don't know what there's. I don't know like the question. Like, what do we mean better plays and like
who's going to get more points is the way I assumed it. I'm taking Mitchell even with Alvarado starting. I mean, I understand there's a price differential between the two, but I'm taking a guy that can actually shoot the basketball, and that's AJ Mitchell.
All right.
No, I don't like to go against Hebrew, but so you think Alvarado outscores AJ Mitchell?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what the projections are. Not that means everything. 22 versus.
It's likely not updated yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going AJ. Hopefully I can rub it in Rio's face after he goes 24-1. So, any final remarks before we get out of here?
No, not really. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Be back tomorrow with the other Matt M. Bellman, who nobody in our Discord knows his name, but yeah.
The other Matt is back. He'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate all of you tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. We bring you a show each and every day. That's our 4+ games, Monday through Friday. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. For my guy, Hebrewcheetah, I'm Ham. We're going to get out of here in 1 second. Yeah, we're out of here. Just ship it.